Hey everybody, this is Mr. Moore, and I want to give you a quick overview of the instructions for Assignment 4. So let's get to that now. Assignment 4, Climate Change and Economics. All right, so climate change is becoming a very big part of the economic discussion out there. It affects, as we say here in the instructions, it affects government spending, taxes, international economics, product regulations, banking, consumer spending. It's starting to affect everything. And I want to sort of round out your understanding of this subject here in this assignment. Here in the second paragraph we say, an important role of a college education is to introduce you to competing ideas and information. On the issue of climate change, most of us are very familiar with one side of the issue, the side in support of man-made climate change. There is another side to the issue, however, and that is the side of those who, for solid scientific reasons, do not believe climate change is a result of human activity. As citizens, economic participants, and potentially future leaders, it is very important that you are aware of the arguments made on this side of the debate. This exercise will get you acquainted with some of the organizations and individuals who take this position, as well as some of their arguments and where you can find them. So the point here is not to change your mind or to argue for one side over another. The point here is to give you access to information on the other side of this argument that we almost never hear. All right, so for this assignment, you'll visit several climate change websites, find out what they are about, and be introduced to some of their arguments. To complete this assignment, do the following. And again, I give you a warning about ChatGPT and AI. Do not do it in my courses. You must do all the work, and whatever's produced must be from your mind and your fingers and nobody else's, even AI. All right, so in this assignment, you've got a form to fill out. If you go down here to the bottom, you see this Climate and the Economy Assignment Completion Sheet, okay? Now I'm going to open that up here, and I've got it already opened in another window. And this is actually a pretty big. This is 8.5 by 14 or 11. It's a big piece of paper. You're not intended to print this, okay? But what I want you to do is fill this out. Now here I've got the instructions. Visit the websites, read about what they do, read one article, report, blog, or podcast on their site. It can be anything that catches your interest. Document your findings in the attachment document, which we just talked about. The websites as well as detailed instructions are included in the assignment sheet. You must complete this assignment using this document, download it and fill it in, no exceptions. Okay, so you are to use this form here. Don't do this on your own. Okay, don't type this up in a piece of paper and give me a bunch of paragraphs. That's not what we're doing here. All right, let's look at this. Okay, so put your name in and put the date. All right, fill in the table cells as instructed below. The font size should be pre-formatted for you, Times New Roman 10-point font. Do not change this. The cells will automatically expand to make room for your text. Email me with any questions. All right, so I have given you here 12 different websites that deal with climate issues, okay? Climate news, government, science, the economy, energy, and then blogs, okay? Now what you're to do here is you're to go over and you're to click on this and you're to go visit that site, all right? And then you're to fill out all these columns for each one of these. Now I'll remind you, let's go back here, that let's see, it's up here. If you do not leave any block empty in this assignment and you score a 90 or better, you will have 5 points added to your final grade. So this is both your assignment 4 and it's extra credit. 5 points to your total grade. So let's say you're getting an 88, you would get a 93. All right? Not just 5 points, but 5 points to your final grade. So get this done, do it well, because I'm not going to cut you any slack. If you miss something, you won't get the 5 points. If you get under a 90, you're not going to get the 5 points. All right? I'm not giving you 3 or 2 or 1. It's 5 or it's nothing. So take advantage of this. All right. So here, you may not be able to see this in the video too well, but you can pull up the sheet and you can see it. Column B, what does this site do? 3 sentences minimum describing what the organization or site is all about. Do not copy word for word from the site. Use your own words. All right? So summarize for me in 3 sentences or more what the site does, what it's about. All right, and then it says delete all the text in this box, including instructions, before putting in your answer. So what I want you to do is basically just take this. I'm sorry, this is not going to show up well on the screen, but just delete that and type it in. Don't leave the red text. Don't leave the instructions. All right, column C. Name of the report, the article, report, blog, or podcast you read or listened to. So here you want to select something to read or listen to, and give me the title, just the title there. Okay. Column D. URL link to the article, report, or podcast. I want you to link, like for example, this right here, just wherever you go, just copy this and paste it in there, deleting all this other information. That way I can verify what you did. In the column E, describe one thing you learned from reading this item. 3 sentences minimum. List and explain one thing you learned from this article, whatever you did, about the issue of climate change that you did not know before. Explain why you found these interesting. Why is it important? So I want you to address both of those in 3 sentences or more. All right? And I want you, I don't know if I said this already, but whatever article, report, or blog you choose has to be related to climate. These sites have other stuff on there about world political affairs and all that. We don't want it, just climate, okay? So then you fill that in there. And then you do that for each one of these sites. And what you're going to do is you're going to learn a lot of cool information. And you're going to be able later to refer to this if you are trying to do more study on the subject. All right? And then you just turn this in. You save it and you turn it in to where you should here in the Dropbox. All right. Note 1. Put your comments in the appropriate area in the form. If you leave portions blank or do not put comments in the correct areas, you will lose points. So pay attention to where things go on this report. I don't want stuff mixed up. Pay attention and do it right from the beginning. All right, note 2, if you completed an assignment similar to this in the macro course, if you took my macro course, I have this in there also, okay? It's that important to me. You can still do this one. What I want you to do is just don't turn in the exact same submission. Don't turn in what you did in macro for this, okay? Find different articles, reports, blogs, or podcasts and complete columns C, D, and E with new information. So you can keep A and B, just redo C, D, and E, okay? And then you can get the form right here and you just turn it in. All right, so that's the instructions for assignment 4. I hope that's helped a little bit, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.